On a small island, there is one building. No soldiers guard it. No one talks about it on the news. But if the machines inside stopped working tomorrow, your phone could not be finished. Your car could not be built. Half of the AI tools people use every day would just stop. No bomb has ever caused this much damage in one hit. No hacker has ever come close. And here's the strange part. Almost nobody watching this knows its name. So let's find out together. This is the most dangerous company you've never heard of. Its name is TSMC. That stands for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. A big name for a company almost no one has heard of. But here's a fact that should shock you. This one company makes over 90 out of every 100 of the world's best computer chips. Not some, almost all of them. Apple doesn't build the chip in your iPhone. Nvidia doesn't build its own AI chips. Most big tech companies only draw the plans. Then they send those plans to one island, and they wait. If you've used a phone, ridden in a modern car, or used any AI tool this year, there's a good chance a tiny chip from this one company is inside it. This isn't just a supplier. It's the one gate almost everything in the modern world has to pass through. And that gate sits on a small island that a much bigger neighbor has never stopped saying belongs to them. Every big company has a start, and this one starts with someone being told no. Morris Chang worked for years at a big American chip company. He worked hard, hoping to become the boss one day. He didn't get the job. Most people, at age 56, would just retire. Instead, Chang moved to Taiwan and started something brand new. His idea sounded strange at the time. Build factories that only make chips for other companies, and never design chips to compete with them. Back then, everyone thought this idea was backwards. Big companies always built and designed everything themselves. Chang did the opposite anyway. It took almost 20 years for the world to realize what he had really built. It wasn't just a company, it was a whole new kind of power. Quiet enough that most people still don't know its name, but big enough to matter more than some armies. Here's what made Chang's idea so smart. By promising to never design his own chips, TSMC became a company every other company could trust with their biggest secrets. Apple could send over the plans for its newest chip without worrying TSMC would steal the idea and sell it to a rival. That trust became the hidden foundation the whole tech world was built on. Companies no longer needed to build their own giant, expensive factories. They could just focus on designing better chips and let one trusted partner handle the hard part of actually making them. This is called the foundry model. And once it worked, almost every big chip company copied it. But there was a hidden problem. The more everyone leaned on this one company, the more power quietly gathered in one place that nothing else on Earth could easily replace. Here's the part that makes TSMC almost impossible to beat. To build the best chips, you need machines so precise they can draw lines on silicon thinner than a strand of hair. Actually, much thinner than that. These machines are called EUV machines. Only one company in the whole world makes them, a Dutch company named ASML. Each machine costs more than $100 million. Each one ships in pieces on several cargo planes and takes weeks just to put together. TSMC doesn't just own more of these machines than anyone else. It also knows how to use them better than anyone else. Thanks to decades of practice, nobody can just copy overnight. China has spent tens of billions of dollars trying to build its own version. The US has spent billions trying to build factories at home. Both are still years, maybe 10 years or more, behind. That's why TSMC isn't just winning. Right now, it might be almost impossible to catch. Because of all this, TSMC now holds huge power over entire industries. When Apple wants to launch a new iPhone, it has to book TSMC's factory space years ahead of time. No shortcuts allowed. When Nvidia needs enough chips for the AI boom, it's competing with almost every big tech company for space in the exact same factories. Even car makers, who use much simpler chips, learned this the hard way in 2021. Factories around the world sat empty for months because they were missing one small, cheap chip. That one shortage is thought to have cost the world hundreds of billions of dollars, all because of cracks in this same tightly packed supply chain. And right now, AI companies are making the same risky bet all over again, spending huge amounts of money to lock in TSMC's future factory space, because there is simply nowhere else on Earth to go. Just about business, and starts being about something much bigger, the risk of war. Taiwan sits less than 100 miles from a much bigger country that has never promised it won't try to take the island by force one day. Because TSMC's factories are so important, some experts call them a silicon shield. The idea that the world, especially the US, cares so much about protecting Taiwan's factories that it would step in to stop any takeover. But that same shield could also make things worse. If a conflict ever touched these factories, even for a short time, the damage wouldn't stay in one place. It would hit phones, computers, AI systems, and even military supplies all over the world, all at once. That's exactly why powerful governments have quietly worried about one question for years. What happens to everyone else if something ever happens to this one small island? So countries are finally trying to fix this. The US passed a law called the CHIPS Act, spending tens of billions of dollars to build advanced chip factories at home. Europe made its own version of this plan. Japan, which used to be a chip-making leader itself, started spending money to rebuild its own chip industry too. Even TSMC has started building new factories outside Taiwan, in places like Arizona and Japan, partly to lower the very risk we just talked about. But here's the hard truth. Building a factory is the easy part. Copying decades of hard-earned skill and know-how is much, much harder and much slower. Most experts think it will take at least 10 more years, maybe longer, before any of this really reduces how much the world depends on this one small island. So where does this leave all of us? Right now, the whole modern world, your phone, your car, the AI tools changing everything, and even parts of national defense, depends on one group of factories on one small island that a much bigger country has never stopped watching closely. Some people believe the world's shared interest in keeping Taiwan safe will keep the peace forever. Others believe putting so much power in one place is exactly the kind of thing that leads to a big, unexpected problem one day. Nobody knows for sure who is right. But one thing is certain. What happens inside this one company and what happens to this one small island might affect your everyday life more than almost any decision made by your own government. So next time you unlock your phone, get into a modern car, or read another big headline about AI, remember, there's a good chance none of it would work without one company on one small island that most people still can't even name. If this video changed the way you see the world, hit subscribe, because the next hidden giant we uncover might already be sitting in your pocket.